Hello and welcome to News Central TV. I'm Darshan Usman. The top stories at this hour. Some countries bid goodbye to 2024 with variety of celebrations, while others are getting ready to cross over to 2025. Australia warns citizens to reconsider travel to Nigeria. Regional Somali government repulses IS-linked attack in North. Details shortly. It's the last day of the year 2024. Now, while some countries are waiting to be ushered into the new year 2025, others are already in the new year. One of such countries that has entered the new year is the island nation of Kiribati in Oceania, which was the first country in the world to enter 2025. Australia's Sydney Harbour was lit up by a New Year fireworks display as the world begins to welcome 2025. It followed a spectacular display in New Zealand from the Auckland Sky Tower. Well, let's now cross over to our international correspondent, Afia Hagen in London, for more updates around the world on New Year's Eve. Afia, Hong Kong has now welcomed 2025. Tell us some of the biggest news stories from that part of the world.
Yes, Hong Kong had a really spectacular display to mark their crossing over into 2025, dancing dragons and everything, absolutely incredible. But in that part of the world, I'll start with China. Now, China definitely entered a new era of diplomacy this year that saw President Xi Jinping hosting three big diplomatic summits at home. He had the conference marking the 70th anniversary of the 5 Principles of Peaceful Coexistence. They had the China-Arab States Cooperation Forum and the Beijing Summit of the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation. And he also made 4 very important visits abroad to Europe, Central Asia, and Latin America on another series of multilateral summits. So lots of major country diplomacy happening there with China, trying to move towards this trend of peace, development, and win-win cooperation. Now, if we go to Thailand, who has also welcomed 2025. You had the coalition-like government led by Prime Minister Thaksin. He was removed from office by the Constitutional Court and was swiftly replaced by the ruling party's leader, Shinawatra, who is now serving as Thailand's Prime Minister, the second woman in Thai history to do that. To Indonesia, which has also welcomed 2025. The Pope went on a tour of the Asia-Pacific region and hosted a crowd of 80,000 in Indonesia's main football stadium, where he was talking to the faithful there. He also signed a declaration of religious harmony and environmental protection in Indonesia. To North Korea now, another country has crossed over into 2025, where you saw the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un and Russian President Vladimir Putin sign a mutual defense treaty, and that treaty has seen North Korean troops fighting on the Russian side in that war between Ukraine and Russia. About 12,000 North Korean special forces are believed to have been sent to Russia to assist in that war. And of course, to South Korea, which has really been in the headlines over the past 4 weeks, firstly because of President Yoon Suk-yeol, who declared martial law on the 3rd of December, who was then impeached, and an arrest warrant has actually been put out for him just today because he is summoned for questioning over that impeachment and over that martial law that he declared that led to the impeachment. And of course, that really terrible plane crash where 180 people died as a plane was landing in South Korea on the morning of Sunday, the 29th of December, that Jeju airline plane that crashed and collided with a barrier before bursting into flames at the Muan International Airport.
All right, Afia, I know you did say earlier that celebrations in the UK is low-key, but, has there been any changes so far?
Warnings up and down the country, and those weather warnings mean disruption to travel, heavy rain, snow and high winds 60 miles per hour or more. So at the moment we have seen the huge celebrations that usually take place in Edinburgh, that's called Hogmanay, that has been cancelled. Local business owners very, very angry and asking for an inquiry into that, actually saying that the cost of cancelling that celebration could cost local businesses millions of pounds. That weather warning for snow and ice and rain and snow is extended further south down the country along with the wind, and that has seen cancellations of fireworks displays in northern cities of Blackpool and Newcastle as well. Here in London, we have seen the wind gathering pace all day, which has ensued with a weather warning which starts this evening and all the way through into tomorrow. At the moment, the fireworks celebration in London is still going ahead, but the authorities are saying they're keeping an eye on that and deciding whether to cancel that later on into the evening as the winds gather pace. So lots of New Year's Eve celebrations, fireworks and outdoor celebrations cancelled because of the storm that is making its way across the United Kingdom at the moment.
Afia, for that update. Nigeria is one of the countries that is yet to enter the new year, and our correspondents are out to feel the pulse of the citizens as they await 2025. And right now we have joining us all the way from Abia State is Chinwe Ugele to give us an update of how celebrations is being prepared, in Abia State. Hello, Chinwe. Thank you for joining.
Thanks for having me, Daxon.
Please go ahead and tell us what celebrations is like in Abia State.
Well, I'm right now at the busiest part of the town here in Umuahia, known as BC Gate. It's a bit of activity going on here, lots of movement, vehicular and human movement. It's as if a lot of people are there. It's like the normal day, actually. Because ordinarily on a day like this, you would meet a nearly empty road. But today, there are so many vehicles on this road and people seem not to bother so much about the new year that will be ushered in a few hours' time. So lots of activities are going on. I had a number of people here with me who I wanted to bring on to the live, to speak about their own preparations. But everybody seems to be in a hurry as it were right now. But then people are preparing and they are getting ready to enter 2025.
Okay, well, were you opportune to speak to them, off camera about what they intend to do or, how they feel their celebrations will be like? Because we know Christmas was on the low key for so many people due to the economic hardship.
Yes, a good number of them are complaining that the times are hard and they haven't made much of a preparation for the new year. Some of them said that they were not interested, even if it was a new year, that they rather face their markets and trades. A good number of them are hoping that next year will be a lot better than what they experienced this year. So it's a kind of a mixed feeling. I have here with me, hello, one of them that I had on before that I wanted to, speak. he's around here now. So probably we'll just hear from him directly to know the kind of preparations he's made for this day. Hello. Well, seems he's caught up with other things now, but then that's basically what's happening. Some people are preparing, but a whole lot of people are not interested. They would rather face what it is they want to do in order to make ends meet right now.
All right. Well, thank you so much for that update, Chinwe. And now we have our correspondent in Abuja, Joshua Imarayi, on standby. Joshua, please go ahead and give us an update on how the citizens of or residents of the Federal Capital Territory intend to spend their New Year's.
Well, I am at the popular roundabout, as the AYA, the popular AYA roundabout in Abuja. And here is a beehive of activities as citizens are gearing up to the new year, which is few hours from now. For citizens here in Abuja, it is just another means of entering another year. Some seem not to be happy about it, considering how 2024 was, but some are optimistic of 2025 and the goodies that 2025 have for residents here in Abuja. But for Nigerians particularly, it is a very, very sensitive period, as Nigerians are so careful, particularly in the city. They are careful because one cannot control how things might be here. So one has to be careful for the new year and marking the new year and the entire activities that will see one into the new year. So that is how it is here in Abuja. Nigerians are trying to wind up all of their activities for the year and prepare for the new year.
Well, were you able to speak to any of the residents to find out, what hopes they have for 2025? I was asking if you were able to speak to any of the residents to find out, what hopes they have, for the year 2025.
Well, I've spoken to a number of residents who are quite in a hurry. Most of them are not wanting to, they don't want to stay in one particular place, considering they have a few time to tidy up their affairs. But some of those who I spoke earlier to off the camera, they are optimistic 100% of what the new year has. Some of them I even say they are expecting the government to usher in policies that will cushion the entire effect of the challenging economic status of the country. Some are hopeful that in their business they'll see profit. And some who are workers are hopeful that salary will increase, considering the situation of things, the current realities in the market now. Most people are expressing optimism that the 2025 will be a year of bliss and a year of new beginning for many here in Abuja.
Well, thank you so much for that particular update, Joshua. All right now we have Austin, who is in Delta State, to give us an idea of how the residents intend to mark their new year. Austin, if you can hear me, thank you for joining. Hello, Austin, can you hear me?
Good evening. Of course, we are currently at the Cook. Yeah.
All right. Well,
we are currently at the Coca Interchange roundabout. Behind me, you can see some vehicles that are coming in from the Onitsha axis into Asaba. Of course, their destination probably might be going towards another places. However, this place ought to be one of the conference centers where some people would likely going to have their crossover service here. But meanwhile, I have some people who will talk to us about their preparation towards the crossover. Okay, please tell us your name. How prepared?
My name is Samuel Okelezo is my name. My name is Samuel Okelezo is my name.
Okay, how prepared are you for the crossover?
Okay, for the new year? Yeah, I'm fully prepared. Well prepared from January, I'm already prepared. Till this December, and we are here to celebrate the new upcoming new year. So everything is set on ground that we should prepare. We are praying to God for everything that is supposed to happen. we are praying for good health, good things that we are receiving for this new year, because we hope that God's blessing is coming on the way for the new year, that the government should kind of have a change of heart for the masses, so that the celebration of the new year could be a better way than the previous year.
So what likely are you going to miss about 2024 as you step into the 2025?
Okay, like 2024, if I can speak about the 2024, though there were some few challenges over the 2024, so but I will miss a lot for the previous year. Now stepping into the new year, which is 2025, I hope it's a better off, and the prayer is for good things and more other things that we are hoping for life and other things. The celebration for the new year is ongoing, and we are waiting for it, that we will celebrate and live very well. So I will miss a lot, some of my some of my friends and other things, the way we will celebrate and live around. I miss a lot of that, but I'm praying that we should have more of that entering the 2025 as a new year. So I greet you. My name is Samuel Okelezo.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Samuel. All right, we'll have another lady here. Please tell us your name. How prepared are you for the 2025?
My name is Choma Ololo Patrick. I'm coming from Kwale. Well, I don't have much to say. I will give thanks to God for this 2024 because of the hardship, but also can God keep both of us alive and every one of them alive also. We thank God, we pray to God that next year will not be like this. In Jesus' name, amen.
All right, last on my list, I hope we're going to talk on other issues. Okay, quickly tell us, where do you intend to spend your crossover service? Tell us your name.
I'm Charles Uboja.
Where do you intend to spend your crossover service?
At Holy Trinity Anglican Church.
So what are your expectations for the year 2025?
We pray God, as a Christian, we have hope. Because our Bible made us to know that we should not lose hope. There is hope in 2025.
Okay, what were the significant experience you had in 2024 that you'd like to share with us?
The thing is, this country is hard in general. There is tough time. But they do say that tough people do. I will never believe that from January to now that we will survive it. But at the end, everything is going normal. We just blend, in this country, because the hardship started since January. But we never believe. I'm Charles Uboja by name. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Charles, and thank you to all the respondents. However, you have heard it from most of them, and you can actually confirm that most of the things they spoke on, ranging from economic hardship and vis-a-vis economy situation ravaging everyone in this country, you quite agree with me that things are really hard. And we hoped that year 2025 would be a better year for everyone in Nigeria.
All right, we definitely hope that 2025 comes with, blessings and also, a good tidings. And now we have Chizoba Anyonwe from Jos Plateau State. Chizoba, thank you for joining us. Please go ahead and give us updates on, how the people intend to mark 2025.
Hello, Julie. Can you hear me? I beg your pardon, Dashan. Okay, compliments of the season. It's been a wonderful year, actually, though with so many hiccups here and there. But people on the plateau are thankful to God, at least for the sake of life, for the gift of resources to be able to tackle the challenges year came with. And so I have a group of people here that would want to give their own personal experiences of what the year has been and what they are expecting in the coming year. That's just a few hours away from here. Okay, so let's have it. Join us.
I will try to reconnect with Chizoba in a moment. All right, and looking at it, it seems like so many people have decided to, spend their New Year's on a low key, and I know so many people who have also, planned to go to church to cross over. So we're able to reach out to our correspondents in Abuja, in Abia State, in Jos, Delta State, to give us an idea of, how the citizens or the residents of each state, intend to spend their New Year's. And we also have correspondents in Lagos who would also be joining us. And we have Niyi, that's Igbala Niyi, Omoni, joining us at the moment from Lagos State. Niyi, can you tell us where you are exactly in Lagos State, and also how the people of the states intend to spend their New Year?
Well, good evening, Darshan. We are the Central Business District in Ikeja. On the mainland, it's called the mainland here in Lagos, and the day started with a lot of activities, busy activities, last-minute shoppings, last-minute buys. But as the hours keep winding off, we see that the activities are beginning to dwindle. In fact, someone joked around to me earlier saying that the money he has left with him right now is what he has to spend for the rest of the year, knowing that we just have few hours to the end of the year. This is a very, very big and popular shopping plaza on the mainland, and we had people earlier scheduled to speak to us from here, but it's been quite difficult getting them to wait. As we've heard from various correspondents earlier, everyone is in a rush to go somewhere or to do something. But I will try my best to see if I can speak to one or two persons so we can just have an idea of what they are going to do or where they will spend their New Year. Sir, if you don't mind, where are you going to spend your crossover?
I thank God for my life from January to December, that God has saved me to this year. 2025, I will pass over. Because I was so sick this year, I thank God for my goodness that it not make me, May 2024, pass my life.
Thank you very much.
I thank Jehovah.
What's your name, please?
My name is Samson.
Samson.
I thank Jehovah, God. I thank you. You are the Most High God, that you don't let me go. Because, again, I was sick, that people think that I would die this year. But I thank God that God don't let me sick.
All right, that's good. Sorry, sir. A quick one, sir. Well, that's kind of the reactions we usually have when we come here. Everyone is in a hurry. But he is thankful. The last respondent is very, very thankful for being alive. And, of course, the fact that it's going to cross over to 2025. There's so many people I wish we can talk to right now, but I can see very strong and hard faces already looking at me that I shouldn't come close to them. Let me see if I can hold down some of these youth that are just coming out from the shopping plaza and see if we can just get there. Sir, hi, sorry, if you don't mind, how has 2024 been for you? If you don't mind, how has 2024 been for you? What's the highlight of your 2024? The highlight of your 2024? Come on, talk to me. Sir, the highlights of your 2024, what's the highlights? What's the biggest thing that happened to you in this 2024? This 2024, many things have happened. For you, which one is the most significant? Which one is the one that happened to you and you're like, this 2024, I can't forget it?
Good. I want to have a good change for this 2025.
Okay.
Money, big money, big car. House.
All right. Well, a whole lot. Big money, big cars, and so many other things for 2025. And I can go on and on. Let me see if I'll get this last person to speak. He has been standing here for a while, and I know he's agitated, but he will be the last person I'm trying to talk to. As you can see, that's the reaction I get. But one thing is sure, everyone is running. Everyone is trying to tidy up their activities for the year. Everyone is trying to make sure they close in their account for year 2024. While some have a tradition of spending their New Year in churches, others decide to choose fun spots where they want to spend their New Year. But one thing is important, 2024 according to the people we have spoken to earlier, has been a very, very bumpy ride for a whole lot of people, and they can't wait for the year to end. More importantly, they can't wait for the new year to usher in new opportunities, new ideas, new policies that will not only change things for them, but will make Nigeria better. I'm trying to scout to see.
All right, Igbalani. Well, I think
but
we'll definitely come
the
back
faces
to
of people
you.
are very, very
I actually have, so many questions to ask, but then we'll definitely come back to you. Now, standing by, we have Umari Kirawa, who is in Borno State, to give us an idea of, how festive the state is and how the people intend to spend the new year. Hello, Umaru, can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly, Umaru. Please go ahead.
Yes, for us in Borno here, it's a normal day. People go about their normal day-to-day activities. You can see the streets, people going about their normal day-to-day activities. And this is the popular Lagos street where people traverse from this side of the location to the University of Maiduguri. And we've not seen any plans or any preparations by citizens or individuals with regard to the crossover to the 2025. However, I have one woman here, a person living with disability, whom she will tell us more with regard to what she is into. She is on the street here. So, Mama, ki gaya mana menene cikakken sunanki? Okay, to Amina Adamu, me za ki gaya mana mun kalle ki kina nan guri?
Amma babban damuwa na babu kamar kuwa ambaliya ya tafi da gidana, yanzu haka bani da inda zan kwana ina kawai. Na samu wani waje samun kwana gobe ko ma na samun kwana shi ne kawai kwana idan Allah ya sa wanda zai yi share kawai. Kan haka ya bani koda.
Okay, Umaru, if you can hear me, while she's speaking, do you mind, translating for us, what she's saying?
Yes, she's a person living with disability. She said she's been displaced, and that is why she's begging on the street here, begging for alms. And even while she was speaking, somebody gave her something. And she's hoping that in the year 2025, maybe somebody or somewhere maybe will support her with capital to start a business or doing something, because she does not even have house. That's what she's saying. And so many stories on the streets like this.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Umari Kirawa in Borno State, for that update. And we'll also love to thank our other correspondents who joined us, correspondents in Jos Plateau State, in Abia, Lagos, Delta, and also in Abuja. We'll take a quick break now. When we come back, we'll tell you how Australia wants citizens to reconsider travel to Nigeria. Details after the break. In the meantime, the Australian government has issued travel advisory to its citizens, urging them to reconsider taking a trip to Nigeria. In a statement obtained on Tuesday, the Australian Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade cited what it termed volatile security environment marked by terrorism, kidnapping, and the potential outbreak of civil unrest as reasons for the advice. Now, the advisory identified potential targets to include places where crowds gather, such as hotels, bars, restaurants, political meetings, government buildings, places of worship, schools, markets, shopping malls, sporting events, transport hubs and networks, law enforcement facilities, international organizations, and camps for displaced people. The caution comes amid recent data from Nigeria's National Bureau of Statistics, which reported 2,235,954 abductions between May 2023 and April 2024. The Kano State Police Command said it arrested no fewer than 2,425 suspected criminals and recovered firearms, weapons, illicit drugs, and stolen properties, among other exhibits. The command said the arrests were made between January and December 2024. The State Police Commissioner, Salman Garba, disclosed this while addressing a news conference at the Police Command headquarters in Bompai on Tuesday. According to him, the breakdown of the arrests included 189 armed robbery suspects, 34 suspected kidnappers, 10 suspected cattle rustlers, and 2 suspected gun runners. Others include 22 motor vehicle thieves, 58 suspected drug dealers, 18 human trafficking suspects, 43 tricycle thieves, 28 motorcycle thieves, 4 suspects arrested for forgery, 27 suspected fraudsters, and 1,987 suspected thugs. The ruling on the bail application of Olamide Thomas has been scheduled for 6th January 2025. Justice Emeka Nwite of the Federal High Court in Abuja set the date on Tuesday after hearing arguments from both parties on the merits of the bail application filed by Thomas. Thomas was arraigned on 20th December on the 3-count charge, including allegations of threatening the Inspector General of Police and 2 others with death. She's accused of making death threats through video recordings posted on her social media platforms. The threats were reportedly directed at the IGP, police spokesman Olumuyiwa Adejobi, Sheyi Tinubu, the son of President Bola Tinubu, and members of their families. Resident doctors in Ondo State under the Association of Resident Doctors, University of Medical Sciences Teaching Hospital on Tuesday began an indefinite strike over alleged poor working conditions and inadequate welfare packages. The doctors had staged a protest on Monday, accusing the management of the state-owned teaching hospital of neglecting their demands. Among the key issues driving the industrial action are alleged illegal salary deductions, exorbitant taxes, and the non-payment of hazard allowances. Now, speaking to journalists in Akure, the state capital, on Tuesday, President of the association, Dr. Olaogbe Kehinde, decried the increasing workload on doctors, which he attributed to a wave of resignations caused by poor welfare conditions. Now, in education, gender advocates in Nigeria have tasked Nigeria's government to incorporate the study of gender rights into school curricula, saying that this will educate students from an early age on the need to shun violence and speak out against violations. This was during an event in Abuja showcasing storytelling skills, the spoken word, drama, dance, and poetry, aimed at promoting religious freedom and raising awareness against gender-based violence in the country.
One of the things I will take away from here at this event is the call that it should be inculcated in curriculums of our schools so that young people will be encouraged to speak out. Because gender-based violence happens in homes and in societies, and young people, most of them that are victims, are afraid to talk about it. And so governments should find a way of encouraging them to also speak out.
So long as we understand those various sources of values, and we also try to instill into us the discipline to respect each other, I think this is the way to go to solve gender-based violations.
We need to encourage each other to speak up so people don't die in silence. The culture of silence needs to be curbed. And if we can do away with that culture of silence and have people actually speak and let others know what they're going through, they will get the help that they require, and they will be supported in whatever way to actually come out of it.
Many Nigerians have lamented about the difficulty in creating a budget and sticking with in 2024 as a result of the present economic crisis. Now, while tough economic times can put a damper on the holiday celebrations, experts believe the festivities can be enjoyed without overspending. News Central's Omolola Ololade tells us more in this report.
The holiday season is traditionally a season of joy, having fun with friends and family and sharing gifts with loved ones. While many Nigerians cherish Christmas and New Year memories, holiday expenses eat deep into their pockets, making the festive period feel more like a financial burden than a celebration. Creating a budget and sticking with it this festive season has become increasingly difficult for many Nigerians owing to the rising inflation and present economic situation.
Oh, I have a lot of budgets, but seriously, I did not meet up with it because everything is on the high side. The economics, everything has turned upside down, and it makes everything to be so expensive.
We overspend for this season this time around because who want to go to learn, they have financial difficulties in going to other places to survive or to get the materials for the vacation.
I'm only able to visit friends that are also participating in this Christmas period. So that's what I did. So based on the budget you requested, maybe I'll give me transportation budgets just for me to go and meet up with my friends and all.
With the just concluded Christmas celebration and New Year in sight, financial analysts emphasize the importance of individual budgeting strategies, especially as the New Year responsibilities beckons.
At the very start of the year, consciously have a financial plan that will speak to your personal economic satisfaction and possible other life goals, right? And in that planning, when I mentioned that you budget, you save towards your budget, that's where saving is coming in. Depending on how big your budget is, you also invest towards your budget because these two acts, they have different contributions to that budget. And when you're investing, you can't be investing without understanding economic realities.
There is no doubt inflation influenced the way Nigerians celebrated the festivities, but many hope 2025 will be a better financial year as experts recommend early planning for major festive seasons. In Lagos for News Central, I am Omolola Ololade.
The holiday season in Nigeria is more than just a time for family and festivities. It is a cultural celebration where music takes center stage. Now, Afrobeat, a genre that has captured global attention, becomes a vital soundtrack to the holiday spirit. From concerts packed with young Nigerians to the reflection of music executives shaping the industry. News Central's Chidinma Ona explores how Afrobeat defines the holiday season in Nigeria.
As the new year begins, the streets of cities across Nigeria transform into a lively hub of energy. For many young Nigerians, the holiday experience isn't complete without the beats and rhythms of Afrobeats pulsating through them. Young Nigerians agree that Afrobeats not only defines their holiday moments, but also provides a sense of pride on a global stage.
I don't think you can have a holiday without concerts. Let's start from there. And that's the whole thoughts behind the holiday season. Because when you're thinking holiday, you're thinking of concerts, you're thinking of bonding time with family and friends.
The spirit is just there, the love, the joy, the celebrations together brings unity.
For others, the rise of Afrobeats has elevated the cultural significance of the holidays. Popular venues sell out as top-tier artists, headline shows that create unforgettable experiences for fans at home and abroad. Switching gears to the industry's perspective, seasoned Afrobeats executives weigh in on how the genre's global rise is shaping Nigeria's cultural identity.
We've gotten to a point where we've been technically accepted globally. Our music is being played the way hip-hop was being played when we were growing up. But if we don't take this opportunity to educate the world, for example, that Afrobeats isn't a genre. right? It's a combination of many genres. And so now that we have the ear of the world and the eyes of the world on us, I think it's an opportunity for us to tell them all the genres that make up Afrobeats.
The category for Best African Music Performance at the Grammys, I think it's a great win for the culture. It's a great win for the continent. This segmentation makes it more concentrated, more niche. And of course, the results is evident.
Afrobeat is more than just a genre of music. It's a cultural movement that defines how Nigerians celebrate the holidays. From young fans attending concerts to music executives reflecting on its global success, the role of Afrobeat in Nigerian holiday culture continues to grow. In Lagos, reporting for News Central, I am Chidinma Ona.
Coming up after the break, regional Somalia government repulses IS-linked attack in north. We have details in a moment. Join us again. Away from Nigeria, militants in Somalia launched an attack in the semi-autonomous Puntland state in the north of the country. Local officials reported on Tuesday that the assailants were linked to the Islamic State group, which maintains a relatively small but growing presence in Somalia compared to the Al-Qaeda-affiliated Al-Shabaab. Experts have warned of increasing activity from the Islamic State group in recent months. The attack near the town of Darjale began on Tuesday morning when militants detonated a vehicle loaded with explosives, initiating an assault on local forces. This incident occurred just days after the government announced plans to mobilize a major force to combat the Islamic State group in the northern region. The Puntland authorities have vowed to intensify their efforts to eliminate the threat posed by militant groups in the region. In other news from around the world, mourners have visited a memorial in Muan to honor the victims of South Korea's deadliest air disaster, which killed 179 people. Authorities have begun releasing the victims' bodies to families as investigations continue into the Jeju Air Boeing 737-800 crash. Now, U.S. investigators, including Boeing officials, have arrived at the crash site, while South Korean authorities analyzed 2 recovered black boxes. The plane, carrying 181 passengers from Thailand, issued a mayday call before crash landing into a barrier and bursting into flames. Meanwhile, only 2 flight attendants who were pulled out from the wreckage survived. Acting President Choi Sang-mok has called the tragedy a turning point for air safety, urging a system overhaul. Now, South Korea is observing 7 days of mourning as the nation reflects on this devastating end to 2024. In business, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has announced that the Warri Refining and Petrochemicals Company is resuming operations at 60% capacity. Situated in Delta State, this facility, which has a production capacity of 125,000 barrels per day, has started producing diesel, kerosene, and naphtha with the potential for exports. Now, this development follows the restart of the old Port Harcourt refinery and ongoing efforts at the Kaduna refinery, indicating progress in revitalizing Nigeria's refining capacity and reducing reliance on imports. Energy consultant Sheun Dania shared his insights on how Nigeria can balance the revival of these refineries with global shifts towards cleaner energy and the role they play or they will play in the country's energy strategy.
The funding right? It cost a lot of money to bring back to that, brought it back. That's why there was a lot of turnaround maintenances that were done, because the infrastructure is, somewhat outdated. So there's a lot of, it have cost a lot more in order to get the parts, to get the refinery up and working in premium condition. But then thankfully for, the political will for the current administration to see that everything was up and working, putting in the right amount of money behind it. And yeah, we're getting to some level now. So we hope that we'll still be able to get the best out of the refinery, in terms of technicality, and ensure that the funding that this is generating will be enough to sustain it for the good of. So Nigeria needs to have a very clear plan as to where they want, how we want to, gradually shift towards cleaner energy sources. While we are still maximizing the benefits of our refineries and our God-blessed natural resource, which is crude oil. We also, alongside, as we're making so much money from the crude oil that we have, the country, has to, as part of the plan, needs to invest in renewable energy, which can then last us for years after, dependence on oil would have reduced significantly. And then there's also a need, we need to modernize in terms of the Nigerian federal government owned.
Now, in the world of sports, West Ham striker Michail Antonio has been discharged from hospital more than 3 weeks after sustaining a broken leg in a car accident. The 34-year-old underwent surgery for a lower limb fracture following the crash on 7th December in Essex. Antonio was trapped in his car and had to be rescued before being transported to a central London hospital. West Ham's all-time leading scorer with 68 Premier League goals, Antonio showed his support for his team via video call ahead of their 2-1 win over Wolves on 9th December. Now, the club thanked emergency services and announced a £60,000 donation to NHS and Air Ambulances UK charities. Still talking sports, Israeli players have been banned from competing in next month's World Indoor Bowls Championships amid a campaign by pro-Palestinian groups. 3 Israelis were expected to compete at the World Indoor Championships, which will take place in Hopton-on-Sea, Norfolk, but their invitations have been withdrawn. The Norfolk Palestine Solidarity Campaign had urged its supporters to sign a petition calling for the players' invitations to be rescinded. In its campaign, the group accused Israel of committing apartheid against Palestinians and called for its athletes to be banned under the 1977 Glenaglys agreement originally signed to exclude South Africa. Israel strongly denies accusations of apartheid. And that's all at this hour. But before we go, here's another look at some of our top stories. You heard that some countries have bidded goodbye to 2024 with variety of celebrations, while others are getting ready to cross over to 2025. You also heard that Australia has warned citizens to reconsider travel to Nigeria. Finally, we told you that Guinea junta faces calls to free opposition leader. You can watch News Central live on DSTV channel 422, Star Times channel 274, Avo TV, and YouTube. Many thanks for watching. I'm Darshan Usman.